So I have to tell you, I'm just going to continue to throw some of the biggest challenges that we all have here, because what you mentioned there is that it's a relationship based business, and any B2B company that has an ABM process where you're selling into large transactions that could take 6 months, 8 months, a year or more to close a deal, it is all about creating the relationships. And the foundation has to be on trust, right? So I love everything you were saying there. But now I could look at that and I could say, okay, I clearly understand that, but we have to balance everything with a very short term revenue focus. I mean, even more so in PE backed companies that are looking for an exit, right? Within X number of years, the heightened focus on short term versus long term development and relationship building can be at odds. How do you, kind of working in that environment, how do you balance those two objectives?
Well, listen, I've been there multiple times and it's really hard balancing act, especially as a chief revenue officer that's trying to make transformative change while still hitting, your quarterly numbers. It could really feel like you're walking a tightrope. On the one side, there's the pressure of the forecast, but on the other side is the need to reinvent how you're going to market so that the company can really be successful long term. I think when you think about account-based marketing in that context, the choice is really how do you build momentum on both fronts? So the short-term quarterly goals and the needs to be able to provide that PE company that might be looking to go out to exit, the consistent and predictable revenue plays, but how do you also build for the long-term future? One of the things that I've done that has helped me to be successful is when I enter into a new working relationship, I always go to the data and I analyze it, but it's not the only key metric that I look at. So, of course, I look at client metrics, I look at marketing metrics, I look at sales metrics, but I also want to talk to the clients because at the end of the day, the clients are really at the center of everything that we should be doing as sales, marketing, client success individuals. What has been successful for me is really market segmentation. So I might break up my client base, if it's large enough, into different client segments. Tier one might be strategic accounts, where the ABM play is heavily invested in personalization, executive roundtables, joint innovation solution sessions, thought leadership. I think needs to weave and play through all of this, but more so within those strategic accounts and really position us, the sales organization or the service organization, as a partner and a thought leader. Those strategic relationships typically have, in most cases, if we're lucky, multi-year contracts, and they're more long-term plays and will help lay the foundation for more in the long-term focus in the future of the organization. Wait, accounts that maybe fall into tier two, tier three, and you can call them mid-market accounts or small, medium-sized business or whatever segmentation works in your industry. These really need to be faster, more rapid, intent-based outreaches and much quicker sales cycle, because this is what can really influence and help you as a chief revenue officer or as an executive sales leader to really make those quarterly goals. So it's like a balance. It's like a barbell or a seesaw. Sometimes one side will be a little bit more up than the other, but you want to try as much as possible to have that balance so that you can plan for long-term growth while still making those short-term goals. It's a critical piece, and organizations that don't make the time for that more long-term growth, that can come back to haunt you a couple of quarters down the road.